Hello, welcome to Off Grid Thoughts channel. This is going to be part two of the painting of the alternator housing of my Delco Remy 10SI clone alternator. So, as the paint has dried, the appearance gets better. I went back over some of the spots that bled through. The only thing I'm really going to do is I might take a little bit of paint off of here, rough this area up a little bit, take that little spot off there that dripped down in there. But um, pretty much what you're looking for is, does this surface feel smooth? It doesn't. The paint doesn't have to be on there very thick. It's just if it bled through, add a little more. Once you've got this smooth type of surface, then you know whatever dust and particles are just gonna come right off when air is blowing through. So same case here. Just does this feel smooth? So the metal will be sealed, and the dust and stuff like that will just fly right off of it. It's not going to stick to the metal. That's what you're looking for. Because dirt mixed with condensation or anything else, it's just going to create a lot of mess on this, and that would create corrosion and oxidation and rust. So this largely prevents most of that. So I think this is just about good enough. I'll just have to do those little couple of steps to take that little bit of paint off right there. I went ahead and I did the front part of the housing, being careful because the bearing was still installed, being careful not to get paint in there. So if you're applying the paint and it seems a little bit light, you can shake your can up some more, and that'll mix the can up better. I kind of had that situation, but I just kept applying it until it was letting it dry, and then put some more paint on there. Uh, this bearing is pretty excellent, so I'm not gonna mess with that if it's already good. But again, if it feels smooth, then all that dust and anything else it won't stick to the metal. So that's the entire point. It's not for cosmetic purposes. I'm gonna have to. I'm waiting on a bearing for this, but yeah, I've still got a few of these I need to do the same thing to, and then reassemble. Uh, and this stuff is time consuming. You know, so I do it in my spare time, and it won't be too long. I'll have all the units all done, but if you take certain steps, then that can pay off, and then it won't be as frequent to have to rebuild it. Um, some people just buy the one wire alternator units, and I like to take these apart because you never know what you're going to find inside of them, and when you take them apart, then you've got a good idea of what's really going on with it. So that's pretty much the deal with this. And this is I consider this an off-grid video. This is not an automotive video. This is pretty much intended to be for a gas generator to charge off-grid batteries. Um, if you're charging LiPo 4 batteries, you probably want a DC to DC charger. So, and that totally also depends on the size of your LiPo 4 batteries, your amp hours, and what amperage that you want your alternator to be, how many amps you want to charge your LiPo 4 battery. But if you're using AGM lead acid batteries, then you don't need a DC to DC charger. You could just connect it as you would. But there's going to be times if you don't have enough solar and enough battery capacity, there's going to be times when you'll need to have a generator, and you need to charge your batteries up. So this is pretty much my way of doing it without having a proprietary generator. Uh, you can hook one of these alternators up to either a small engine or an automotive engine, whether it's gasoline or diesel. So, it takes a little bit of engineering to do this stuff. One thing I'd like to cover, though, I know this is a video about paint, but when you when you have your drive belt on here, your pulley, and remember that on an automotive engine, your crank pulley is usually going to be somewhere just under 6 inches, or right around 6 inches, maybe a little more in diameter. So your dry pulley needs to be spinning this. Your dry pulley needs to be at least 6 inches in diameter, or you're not going to get the revolutions you need. So that's something to consider. And that's an approximate thing. Some vehicles are right around that, or a little bit less, or a little bit more. But generally speaking, about 6 inches. And remember, when you're charging off-grid batteries from an alternator, depending on how many batteries, you're not running the generator too terribly long to charge it back up fully. Also depends on the amps of the alternator, but it's with this type of thing, you could, if you didn't want to rebuild your own, you could get what's called a one-wire alternator. So All right. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.